Hello?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, King Noble? What's up, God?
Everything's good.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. Man, shoot, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, man. I've been donating and all that good stuff. But my thing is, how do we deal with, us being black people? A lot of us get caught up on titles and what we calling ourselves, because I'm a Pharaoh. I'm a Pharaoh myself, and, so I'm talking to God right now. But a lot of people feel a certain way when people start calling themselves gods and pharaohs and kings, especially when we've been taught that people of our color was nothing but slaves. So how can we be kings? How can we be gods and kings? And, egotistical people, they get big-headed and jealous. Jealousy kicks in, like, how you going to call yourself a god? You ain't God. You must be the devil. Like, because that's one thing that kind of holds us back from actually progressing. We steadily getting caught up on what people are calling themselves, and I'm not finna listen to him. How you gonna call yourself the Most High and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying?
This is what one thing we got to see, that even the Most High, or the gods or the pharaohs of their books, of their holy books, and of their history, don't care whether you recognize them as pharaohs. It benefits you to recognize the Most High. It doesn't benefit the Most High for you to recognize Him. So, in realizing the divinity of one's own self, one does not give a goddamn about what nobody else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
You follow? Because the power that manifests from those who are awakened will be proof of who they are. You follow, and what they've come here to do in and of itself. So it doesn't matter what people think and how they feel. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Because
if I need you to see me as a god, then I'm like the mystery god. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need you to pray to me in order for me, I don't need you to see that or validate that. It would benefit you to see it because aren't you tired of looking at just niggas?
Pretty
you feel
much.
me? If not, then, continue on with your nigga channel.
For real.
That ain't going to stop the God channel from going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And another thing is people think God means when you call yourself a god that you're lawless, like you have you don't care about no rules, no laws except your own type.
But, I don't. You're right about me.
But hey, we all the world know that already.
Yeah, they just better hope the laws and rules that I do care about is merciful for them.
Yeah.
But the ones that they under and respect and all that, I don't give a goddamn about them. So they're right as far as me.
Already, all right, okay.
If you're under the white man, the true gods will appear lawless to you if you are under white supremacy. If you're under their laws and regulations and codes and all that, then of course those who are beyond that will appear lawless, But you got to look at it like this. If an international diplomat comes to America and he's breaking the laws of American citizens, he may appear lawless, but he has diplomatic immunity because he's a part of a global legal system. You follow?
Yeah.
So the true gods and goddesses are part of a cosmic legal system dealing with the ancestors.
Okay.
You follow? So they will appear lawless to those that are under the white man's laws and customs and ethics and religious doctrines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a fact. So that should be expected for them to believe that.
That makes a lot of sense because actually I wasn't even born in this country, so I already feel a certain kind of way about the rules and the laws and everything that this country has to offer. So when I come here saying I'm a pharaoh and I'm linking up and actually having a conversation with gods and everybody's reading these books and this is what people hold so high and so holy in a book, but once it comes into and manifests itself in the physical world in the flesh, they don't want to believe it. It's that must be the devil, or what I'm saying. They don't want to believe what they believe.
They scared, and they should be. You should have the fear of God. You know, because when the power of God manifests itself on this earth, you know, it's going to be breathtaking. You know, people going to be shook. It's going to be a wondrous experience. You know, and if you're not at a God level, of consciousness to be able to receive what is happening, then you will be shook. Because you know, it's like the movie The Django. When they saw how the Django was operating, they was blew back at how he was dealing with them crackers.
Yeah.
You know, so they profess the divinity and they profess consciousness, but they fear those who express. You know, those that confess will fear those that express.
All right. Okay. You're right. Because a lot of people, they kind of, it's a lot of fear going on now because, all right, when the Creator say that He manifested Himself in the flesh on earth, that actually means, okay, since God came to this planet now, that means heaven on earth. That what they've been talking about for the longest and been waiting for, all these comings and God coming back, when it really happens, how do people act?
Since they really didn't believe it, a lot of the Christians, the people in the conscious community, the Muslims, all that, they don't really believe it. They don't believe it. It's a fairy tale. It's a bedtime story to put them to sleep. So when they start seeing the prophecies of these books and the manifestations of these prophets and of these divine beings manifest, they're overwhelmed because they didn't know that it was real. They never really believed it anyway. They just did it to be a part of their little associations and cliques. Yeah. They never really took it serious. So it's actually become supernatural or extra phenomenal when they see people moving within that realm in the physical world. When they see people manifesting that, it's a supernatural occurrence for them. They don't believe in what they're saying, man. That we were kings in Egypt and the ancestors and the Orishas and the prophets and God and they don't believe any of that stuff. They just do that stuff, you know, just to be a part of whatever little social group or lodge or brotherhood. You know, it's brotherhood validation. They don't really believe it really in and of itself.
And this is gonna lead me to my last question. I'm gonna let you finish teaching and doing what you do, man, because you got that fire. But with that being said, with the so-called the people that's just doing it that don't really believe in it, like how do we when you're trying to actually build and like actually do something, and we got people that's looking like they're trying to help us, acting like they're trying to help us build the empire and build, how do we either link, like some people, because I think you in Atlanta right now, and I happen to be in Texas. I'm still working on some black supremacy stuff, but I can't touch down with you right now. Like I could, but it's like, it's just situations and monetary and to where I just can't contact you like I want to. But it's like, how do we really link up and keep on building? Because we can't stop what's finna happen. Nobody can stop us. The devil can't stop what God put into place. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, we're teaching.
So, I'm just trying to put a word out there for the people that's in Texas, California, New York, just all different states that really want to build. How do we really just build without us having to come to this one location and try to sit down and have talks? And how can I build in the state and you build in the state and then somebody else building in another state to where we finally actually have a real full network and we can really come together and build together?
I think that it's a process. I think that, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight when I go into my topic, is that the devotion will lead to the true building. The more sincere we become, the more we become unlike the others that are asleep, the closer we will be drawn together to do what we need to do. But many of us who feel that we have woke up, the percentage of our awakening is not as vast as we believe. So it's going to take a lot more meditation and deliberation for us to go beyond the limits that's stopping us from manifesting right now. So we're all in that process. You're in that process. So the longer this stays in your meditation, the more obstacles will begin to move out of your way, and the more situations will become more supportive and representative of you walking totally in that divinity. And that's the process that you're going through right now. And nobody can help us. That's something we must become. You know, social activists need help. You know, people with organizations need help. But people who embody what they are don't need help. They need to turn up within themselves. You follow?
You said
they need to become super beings. They need to become so devoted, so self-determined, so self-motivated. You follow? That they become absolutely clear on what they need to do, and they put the energy into doing it. So that process is happening for you, and as that's fully happening, you won't be saying stuff like "I can't," "not right now," these situations. All that is an illusion that you must work through. You follow? And then when you work through those illusions, the people in your life that represent those illusions will be rejected, because they represent where your consciousness is. If they're telling you you're not a Pharaoh and you're not this and you're not that, some part of you is telling yourself that by continuing to be limited to that type of environment and that type of frequency. You follow? So when you have a breakthrough within yourself to go beyond that frequency, then you'll find yourself in a more effortless building session with those that are like minds that are manifesting the reality that you're talking about. I hope that answers your question.
That answered my question, and I will be building with you in the future, man. I'm going to let you continue, and I'm going to continue listening in, brother.
Black supremacy. One thing us as black supremacists have to realize that it's a personal process. We want to save the world. We're looking at where people are at, even where you think people are at, and this is deep. Even where you think people are at is a projection of where you are at in consciousness. And as you become more deeper in the realization of who you are, how you perceive others will change. If you perceive others in a non-helpful way, if you perceive others as resistance, if you perceive others as not willing, then your perception is also relative to where your consciousness is at. Because those who succeed are able to have the expectancy of that success and hold that expectation and hold that optimism and hold that positive mentality about what they want to see happen. And they project that, and they cast that out among all those who they come in contact with. It's like a spell. They cast that spell on all of those whom they come in contact with in order to get what they need done. But if we see limitation and lack and fear and doubt and disbelief in those that are among us about who and what we are, then it's some inner work that we must do so that we raise to the level of consciousness to demand the equivalence in others of what we need to manifest the reality that we want to create. 216.